tokens and a heart full of soul. Let the music take the orders, let the rhythm take control. The mall is shutting down, but the energy is high. Watching how the satellites are drifting through the sky. I've got your name written on the back of my hand, in the center of this neon lit and plastic land. Can you feel the power? Can you feel the rush? Before the morning comes and turns the world into a hush. It's a carnival of wonder, it's a carnival of light, and we're the only ones who own the center of the night. The arcade afterglow, shining in the dark. Every single movement is an electric little spark. Lost inside the sequence, lost inside the flow, moving at a speed that only dreamers really know. The afterglow, never let it go. The girls in the denim and the boys in the lace are looking for the magic in every single place. But we found the secret, we found the key between the high-tech dream and the deep blue sea. I'm shifting into gear while the mall begins to sleep into all the promises we're finally gonna keep. Forget the high scores, forget the neon glare. We're breathing in a different kind of California air. The road is wide and open and the radio is loud. We're rising like a fever far above the suburban crowd. The arcade afterglow, shining in the dark. Every single movement is an electric little spark. Lost inside the sequence, lost inside the flow, moving at a speed that only dreamers really know. The afterglow, never let it go.
Black leather grip on the steering wheel, the friction of the rubber and the heat of the steel. The street lights are flashing like a warning sign. I'm pushing it to limits that are hard to define. The hunter or the hunted, it's a dangerous game. But once you start the fire, you can't hide the flame. The needle's hitting red, the wind is like a scream. Everything is moving like a high-speed dream. Don't look behind you, don't look away. We've got a debt that we're never gonna pay. Shadows in motion, tearing up the night, running on the
silk, in a sky that's turning from the honey to the milk. The golden hour lingers on the surface of the chrome, while the shadows of the evening find a place to call their home. I see the distant outlines of the city and the shore. Everything is quieter than it ever was before. There's a silence in the cabin, there's a silence in the air, and a feeling of a memory that's hiding everywhere.
The radio is breathing a slow and steady sigh underneath the purple and the silver of the sky.
No need to rush the engine, no need to push the gear. Everything we're looking for is already right here.
Velvet horizons
Stretching out so wide, floating on the rhythm of the late summer tide. It's a long
soft echo of a season in the sun
before the magic of the light is finally unveiled.
velvet horizons.
Painted in the blue, everything is changing into something golden new. The velvet, the quiet echo. The grass is turning yellow in the fields along the way, watching how the heavy heat begins to melt away. I'm turning down the volume just to hear the cricket song, in a world where every minute feels so beautiful and long. The dashboard light is emerald, a steady tiny spark, guiding us so gently through the coming of the dark. We're moving like a whisper, we're moving like a dream, caught inside the ripples of a violet tinted stream. Let the time slip away. Stay with me one more day. Velvet horizons stretching out so wide, floating on the rhythm of the late summer tide. It's a long soft echo of a season in the sun before the magic of the light is finally undone.
Velvet horizons
Painted in the blue, everything is changing into something golden new. Oh, the velvet, the quiet echoes fading into the light, softly into the night. Velvet.
The city wraps its velvet arms around the neon sky. I see the hunger burning in a stranger's passing eye. We're gliding through the shadows where the light can never reach. Beyond the palm tree curtains and the silence of the beach, I feel the rhythm shifting like a secret in the blood. A wave of pure electric gold, a rising silver flood. You're looking in the mirror, but you don't know who you see. Just a ghost of someone is whispering a slow and dark refrain, like a memory of sunlight or the rhythm of the rain. We're passing by the nightclubs where the bass is pumping deep, while all the honest people are in houses fast asleep. Your hand is on the lever and your heart is on the line, crossing every border, every rule and every sign. The dashboard is a compass that is pointing to the stars, leaving tiny scratches on the surface of our car. In the heat of the night, lose your mind. In the light, control the night, or let the night control your soul. Lost inside the frequency, we're losing all control. The city is a predator, the city is a prize. I can see the future reflected in your eyes. Control the night beneath the indigo and blue. There's no one left in Miami, just me and only you. Control the night. The electric light. The night takes over, lost in the glow. Never let go. The cliffs are standing silent over the crashing white spray, watching as the neon glow of Hollywood fades away. The air is getting saltier, the wind is getting cold, leaving all the stories that the city has already told. I'm moving through the shadows of the mansions on the hill, where the time is just a concept and the world is standing still. The dashboard is a mirror reflecting all the stars, leaving tiny scratches on the surface of our cars. There's a tension in the static, a melody in the breeze, moving like a whisper through the palm and cedar trees. Everything is wider here, everything is deep, while the rest of California is falling into sleep. Palisades Drive, staying in the blue. Everything is shining and it's all because of you. Between the mountains and the water, between the dark and light, tracing the perimeter of the artificial night. Palisades, let the ocean take the lead, moving at a speed that only dreamers really need. Ooh. The radio is playing something intricate and slow, while the lights of Santa Monica are flickering below. I see the distant Ferris wheel, a circle in the dark, leaving every memory with an electric
electric little spark. Your hand is on the leather and your heart is on the line, crossing every border, every rule and every sign. We're the masters of the coastline, we're the pilots of the haze, lost inside the echoes of these long and electric days. the silence of this plastic town. The red and blue neon is reflecting in the rain, tracing out a pattern that I can't quite explain. I'm leaning on the steering wheel, watching for your car, wondering how lonely and how far away you are. The security is circling the perimeter line, in a world that's pretending that everything is fine. But the radio is whispering the secret from the stars, caught inside the static of the empty parked cars. The mall's a ghost town, but we're still alive, waiting for the moment when the Friday will arrive. Underneath the halo of the yellow parking lights, we're the only dreamers in the middle of the night. The ghost town, the 1986 light. I see the mannequin staring from the darkened glass, watching how the hours and the lonely minutes pass. They've got the perfect faces and the perfect plastic hair, but they don't feel electricity hanging in the air. The wind is blowing paper across the painted white line, while I'm checking my watch for the 100th time. The speakers in the ceiling are finally still, the shadows are climbing the suburban hill. But as long as I'm here, as long as I wait, the night is a promise and it's never too late. The mother's a ghost town, but we're still alive, waiting for the moment when the Friday will arrive. Underneath the halo of the yellow parking light, we're the only dreamers in the middle of the night. The ghost town, the 1986 light. The gold is hid in the rooftops, the gold is hid in the glass, watching how the final shadows of the Friday pass. I'm pulling in the driveway, I'm turning off the heat, listening to the silence of the ordinary street. But the rhythm's still playing, a ghost inside my head, of every single word and every promise that
glow. Stay a little while.
The mall sign is dark now, the arcade is asleep, but we've got the treasures that we're gonna always keep. I'll see you at the fountain, I'll see you by the door, when the Friday night comes calling for the earth once more. Until then, the sunshine is a different kind of price, reflecting all the fire that I saw inside your eyes. The night is a picture
the shadows of the palm trees are chasing you and me. The city smells of jasmine and the scent of rain and gas. Watching how the restless goose of the Miami Pass. We're driving through the alleys where the neon doesn't reach, to the quietest of places on the edge of every beach. I see the distant lightning, the silent silver flash, as the world begins to crumble, as the waves begin to crash. There's a secret in the water, there's a secret in the wind, where the story of the summer is about to be thin. We're caught between the flashes of the purple and the blue, looking for a shelter that is honest and is true. Shadows of the palms dancing on the wall, waiting for the silence and the darkness to fall. We're the only ones awake in the city of the blind, leaving all the noise and the vanity behind. Shadows of the palms whispering your name in a world that's just a picture in a golden plated frame. Oh, the shadows, oh, the quiet echo. The radio is dying in a wash of static gray, predicting all the beauty that will vanish with the day. I'll keep the engine running, I'll keep the spirit high, watching how the satellites are drifting through the sky. Your face is like a statue in the dim and ghostly light. The only thing that's solid in the middle of the night. We'll find a little harbor where the water's still and deep, and watch the giant city fall into a heavy sleep. Don't be afraid of the dark, we've got the light, we've got the spark. Shadows of the palms dancing on the wall, waiting for the silence and the darkness to fall. We're the only ones awake in the city of the blind, leaving all the noise and the vanity behind. Shadows of the palms whispering your name in a world that's just a picture in a golden plated frame. Oh, the shadows, oh, the quiet echo. Dancing in the dark, under the trees, Miami breeze.
Shadows leaning long against the whitewashed wall, watching how the golden leaves begin to softly fall. The breeze is carrying a scent of cedar and the pine, crossing over every invisible and ancient line. I see the shadows moving in a slow and graceful dance, lost inside a quiet and a long forgotten trance. The engine's ticking rhythm is the only sound I hear, while the ghost of July starts to slowly disappear. The water's turning darker, a shade of stormy lead, thinking about the seasons and the things we never said. It's a hollow kind of beauty, it's a heavy kind of grace, when the fading reflection of this lonely, lovely place. Fading summer echo, ringing in the air. I can feel the transition, I feel it everywhere. Softly through the twilight, gently through the haze, the final scattered embers of these electric days. Fading summer echo, stay a little while before the world is frozen in a different kind of style. The shutters on the windows are all painted in the blue. Everything is changing into something cool and new. I'm driving past the garden where the roses used to grow, watching how the memories begin to ebb and flow. The dashboard light is flickering, a tiny emerald eye, watching as the satellites are drifting through the sky. There's no one on the sidewalk, there's no one on the street, just the cooling of the asphalt from the summer's heavy heat. Wait for the wind, wait for the change. Everything feels beautifully strange. Fading summer echo, ringing in the air. I can feel the transition, I feel it everywhere. Softly through the twilight, gently through the haze, the final scattered embers of these electric of the ordinary day. The mist is rolling heavy over the playground and the mall, watching how the shadows of the Friday softly fall. The dashboard lights are dimming, the coffee's getting cold, while we're looking for a story that has already been told. The sprinklers are starting on the lawns along the street, a mechanical symphony, a suburban heartbeat. The radio is static, a wash of silver rain, washing out the magic and the temporary pain. The 5 a.m. mist, hiding from the sun, knowing that the battle and the night is finally won. Everything is blurry, everything is blue, in the final quiet moments that I'm spending here with you. The morning mist, before the world wakes up. I see the paper boy moving on his yellow rim bike, in a world that looks exactly and tragically alike. But they don't know the secrets that we gathered in the dark. They didn't see the fire, they didn't feel the spark. The mall is just a silhouette, a giant in the haze, a monument to all of these electric lonely days. The windows are fogging, the world is outside. There isn't any place left for us to really hide. But hold on to the feeling, hold on to the ghost, before we turn into the things that we hate the most. In the 5 a.m. mist, hiding from the sun, knowing that the battle and the night is finally won. Everything is blurry, everything is blue, in the final quiet moments that I'm spending here with you. The morning mist, before the world wakes up. The ice is clinking softly in a glass of crystal blue, while I'm looking at the city, but I'm seeing only you. We're sitting in the clouds now, far above the neon rain, above the Hollywood ambition and the Hollywood pain. The waiter moves like velvet through the candlelight and haze, lost inside the rhythm of these sophisticated days. The skyline is a tapestry of silver and of white. Everything is breathing in the center of the night. There's a tension in the silence, a melody so thin, where the secrets of the valley and the evening begin. The world is just a picture from a high altitude view. Everything is perfect, everything is new. Skyline Supper Club, staying in the glow, watching supper club where the time is standing still in the magic of the moment on the top of the hill. The radio is whispering a slow and dark refrain while the moonlight is reflected on the surface of the pane. I see the distant flicker of the freeway's golden stream floating like a signal in a high-definition dream. Your smile is like a treasure that is hidden from the crowd in a town where every whisper has to be so very loud. Hold on to the feeling, hold on to the light, the only thing that matters in the middle of the night. So quiet, so deep, while the Hollywood falls asleep. Where the time is standing still in the magic of the moment on the top